Hello, everybody. Welcome to the IUS Horizon Media Podcast. I'm sitting here with the cast and crew, and today we're going to be reading some Reddit stories for you all today. Now, I'm sure everyone has seen on your TikTok For You page, just scrolling, and you see videos of Minecraft parkour, and then in the background, they have the text-to-speech bot going like, "Today I shot my dog," and then we get the gist. So today we're going to be going on one of the subreddits. Am I the asshole? I'm sure everyone's heard of it. Somebody tells a story that's happened to them because they're looking for feedback. Like, did I do the right thing? Am I the asshole in the situation? You guys have heard of all this before?
Yep.
So we have a few lined up today. Going to read them out, get your all's opinions, discussions on it. So if everyone's ready, we can go ahead and begin. All right. So first one we have lined up here today. Am I the asshole for pretending to get fired when customers get a temper with me? I am a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My coworkers who work the weekends are James, the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but not a real formal thing. He's a friendly guy. And Danielle, college student who sometimes work weekends too. Sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about little stuff, like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already and looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. Like, how sad so have to be a grown up taking your anger out on a high school and college kids. So James and I were joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off our backs. One day I was at work and some guy was having a temper about how we don't make the coffee hot enough, which I couldn't do a thing about because I gave it to him right out of the machine. So James came in and was like, "Sir, is there a problem here?" And the guy starts ranting about him too. So he was just like, "OP, this is unacceptable. You're fired." I start acting real sad, like, "No, please don't fire me. My family needs the money and I need this job." And he played up being a hard ass, telling me to take off my apron and leave. The angry guy started to backtrack, like, "It isn't that big of a problem. You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it." And then James was like, "No, we pride ourselves on the best customer service." Of course, after all that drama, I still had my job. We were just acting. And we've done it a couple times too. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will storm in and fire us. And almost every time, the person who had an angry will apologize and say they didn't mean it. It's kind of satisfying, making people realize their actions might actually have consequences. Anyway, I was telling my friends from school about this, and a few of them thought it was a mean prank to let someone go away thinking they gotten someone desperately needs money fired. Am I the asshole for this joke?
No.
Yeah,
No.
not at all.
No, I think if you've worked food service,
Yeah.
you know how like ridiculous customers can be. So I think that like the reaction to that is completely justified.
Even in just customer service in
customer-
general.
People are just they lack common sense in this kind of stuff, and it's like I don't get paid enough to deal with your attitude right now. Like I'm literally just like I'm just working. Like,
And
please.
Like,
they always take their anger out on the person they see. Like, it could not even be my fault. It could be the company, what they have, like, as the price or whatever, and they'll go off on me about it. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do about that.
that's a situation where it's like, I just work here.
Right.
Have you guys worked any like shops, like not specifically a coffee shop, but like a part-time job like that where you wish you could do something like that, or just people get mad at you for no reason? Like I have like a math test tomorrow and I'm just, here's your coffee, man.
No, literally. Like I work at like a local restaurant over here, and I think it was on Thanksgiving. Like we get a lot of orders going out like during that holiday, and this guy set like a time like to pick up his order at like 11 o'clock. And like mind you, a lot of the time you're not going to get your order right at the time that you place it because it's like, okay, things happen. Again, we are human beings working, and he like blew up on me about it. Like I was just like I work with my mom, so she was in the back like preparing the stuff, and he was like, "Well, I placed my order. Like I don't see why it's not ready. You guys said it was gonna be ready. Blah blah blah. Well, how long is it gonna take then?" And I was like, "Are you serious? You're yelling at a 19-year-old right now. Like, do you see yourself?" And then he got his food and he was fine. He's like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah, you're welcome.
So when they get what they want, that's what they're happy.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I went back and I was like ranting to my mom about it.
I know, I have been tempted. Like, I actually do work at a coffee shop, but, like, I've been there for multiple years, but I still think about being like, sorry, it's my first day. Just to, like, make them feel bad.
Yeah.
I actually have been here for, like, 3 years, but it's my first day. And then you can't get mad at me.
Right.
Now I feel bad.
Makes you wonder how many people that actually say that actually mean that it is their first day, or how many of them are just lying about it. Like you get mad at someone and go, "Oh yeah, sorry, it's my first day." How often is it actually their first day?
But like people just need to understand that mistakes can happen. Like
Right.
it's not that big of a deal. Like, yeah, if your food's messed up, you do not have to blow up on the food service workers for it. Like, yes, it can be their fault, but there's no reason for you to cause such a big scene.
It's
like,
just not that deep.
It's really not.
We're all only human.
Exactly.
I work at a Subway, and I made someone sandwich, and then like 10 minutes later, my coworker got a phone call from those guys like, I just had a sandwich from one of you. Who am I talking to? Do you have the long hair? The long hair one, he made me a sandwich. That was the worst thing I ever had. It was shit. I remembered that because he came in like 30 minutes later. He came into the store after calling to complain further when it was just us two in the store. It's like, I just want you to know that sandwich, it was shit. You didn't put the mayo on it, and that's because he didn't ask for mayo. That's why I didn't put the mayonnaise on the sandwich, you see.
But
So
I
yeah,
guess
they're
he-
always in
he
the
ate it
wrong.
all.
They're
Yeah,
always
he
in the
ate the
wrong.
entire thing.
There's never time where a customer, if you are ever a customer and you're at like you're at IHOP and like they mess up something and you want to complain, just know that it's always you're in the wrong and you're never correct about anything, about any of that stuff.
Now, here's one example where I'd say it is right to get mad at the food workers. If you find a hair in your food, that's when you have a right to get mad at them. I was eating Chipotle yesterday. I was eating my burrito. And lo and behold, I find a hair that was not mine because it was covered in queso. So I'm like, yep, that's not my hair. I'm not
That makes
eating
me
this.
gag.
But I think there's like a good way to approach that.
Mhm.
Of like, hey, can we brush up on like, you know, the sanitary, whatever.
Mhm.
Like, I might have to call the health department. Like, I don't want to do that, but like, this is an issue that you guys need to fix. Like, you don't.
Right.
Yeah, you can get upset with them, but it's like, don't
I have another-
scream at them.
I have another example, actually.
Okay.
This didn't happen to me. This happened to my dad, and it happened at a Subway, actually. He got a sandwich from there, and he told the workers, do not put sauce on it. Well, they put sauce on it, and so he told them, hey, I didn't want sauce on it. This woman takes her bare hand, no glove, and wipes the sauce off of the sandwich. And he's like, I'm not eating that. And she ended up quitting because she just couldn't handle it anymore. But it's like, why would you use your bare hand to wipe the sauce off of the sandwich? Like that's a situation where I think you have the right to get mad at the
Yeah.
food
But I
worker.
definitely think that worker was probably like, I don't even care.
She was
at
on her
this
last.
point. Yeah,
like,
that was her
she
last.
was her,
straw.
that was her
Mhm.
breaking point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, if I'm gonna go out, I might as well
I'm
like
not-
do
I'm
something I
this is
probably
gonna be
wanted
fun.
to do
Yeah.
the whole time I lived here.
I actually have a Subway story too.
Oh god.
One of my friends, she found a Band-Aid in her sandwich. Yeah, I don't think that I would have like approached it like if it was like a hair in my food. I probably would have like
no.
That's when you just want to throw the sandwich directly at them.
right.
Eee.
If I could bat for Subway for a minute, that's one of the only places where you see it get made. So if you notice something, if they're about to put sauce on it, or if their icky Band-Aid falls on
Right,
it,
right.
you can say like, "Excuse me."
Your
Your Band-Aid has
Your
fell
Band-Aid
into my
fell.
sandwich.
You'd be very civil about it.
I actually have a crazy story.
Go ahead.
So I think it was from, I don't remember if it was like a Jack in the Box or somewhere, but this happened to, I think my dad when my parents lived in Hawaii. And speaking of things finding in your food, my dad almost swallowed a bolt that fell into his sandwich, and he almost cracked his tooth. My parents didn't sue or anything, but I totally think they should have. Because if
What
he would
restaurant
have,
is this?
it was like a Jack in the Box somewhere in Hawaii or something. Yeah. Yeah, and like an actual bowl, and nobody found it, and he almost swallowed it, and I'm like, that could have killed my dad.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a situation where they probably should sue.
How did it
Yeah.
even get in there?
Yeah, where did
thank
that
you,
come from?
exactly. It was like a bowl. I mean, remind you, I wasn't born at this time, but my dad said it was like, I don't know, like this big, like in his sandwich.
How did they not see that? Like,
That's crazy because I feel like I'm a very observant person at work.
Right.
Like I'm
Mhm.
looking and making sure that everything's good and right. So like somebody had to see that. Like what did he get? Was it like
It was just like a double cheeseburger, like you know what my
How
dad
do you
gets?
just like?
How do you? I don't know.
you literally have to create that layer by layer.
Yeah, that'd be pretty easy to see. If it'd be pretty easy to see a bowl fall into a cheeseburger when you're making it.
Well, maybe they were having a bad day and just wanted to like.
kill someone.
Yeah.
Somebody decided, you know, what, I'm
I
having a
wanna
bad day.
commit
I'm
murder
gonna
today.
commit murder.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, like in
no,
the
you might be
commercials?
right. It could be like what is it, at the state fair when they have like the display foods,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, grab," and it's like no, buddy, like that's 2 days old,
Yeah.
and it has like a wooden like stick through it. So you
I
I
can
mean,
serve
did it
that.
taste good?
It was just like me. You guys, I wish I was in Hawaii when this happened. I wish. I just
little
got
bit of a
bored. I don't
metallic
know.
flavor.
Did you add on to the story, like, other than the Bolton, it was Feinberg?
Right.
Yeah.
Didn't taste too bad.
It was the best cheeseburger I ever had until I found that bolt in it.
That's hilarious.
A lot of stuff happened to my parents in Hawaii, but that's for a different day.
Yeah.
The lore episode.
Be sure to come in
Yeah.
next Wednesday where she talks about the Hawaii stories with her parents.
Yeah.
And we'll get to interview your parents about the Hawaiian story.
Yeah, let me just bring in my mom. She's not even
can bring
working
her
right now.
home.
I'll just bring her home. Yeah. She has all the time.
Does anyone have any lingering stories on just you all working in food service or for food service in general, or would y'all like to move on to the next story we have?
I'm free to move on to the next
Yeah, I
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
have like a lot of stories from food service, but I like trauma block a lot of it.
Well,
We
can
do have
that.
work stories.
We have work stories
we
over
can do
there.
that
Yeah.
for work stories.
Yeah.
I'll unpack that at
All
a
right.
later date.
Right.
Yeah.
Next up we have here, still on Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for storming off of my sister's wedding after she dead named my son? I'm a 45-year-old single father of 3. Their mom died 10 years ago. I have 3 sons, 17-year-old Andrew, 15-year-old Connor, and 14-year-old Max. Connor was born female. He is trans. He came out as trans 5 years ago and has now socially transitioned, not yet physically. His sister, 38 female, just got married. Me and my sons were also invited. My family has known that Connor is trans for 2 years now. Some have adjusted well, some not so much. My sister is pretty indifferent about it. Her wedding is really super well organized to the last detail. She wanted all the men to wear a shirt and tie and the women's sundresses. I texted her a picture of our outfits the day before the wedding, and she said, "Where's Nia's dress?" I was a bit surprised and told her not to dead name my son and that he'll be wearing a shirt and tie like the rest of the men or they weren't coming. She said, fine, and that was it. At the reception, my sister got mad that Connor was wearing a tie, but didn't say much after that. When we sat down at the table, the card, Nia, I went to my sister and said she used their real name. I told her me and the boys were leaving, and she told me, don't you dare cause a scene at my wedding. Nia can be a guy any other day. I called her a bigot, and we left. My family says I ruined her wedding. Are they the asshole?
No,
I
I
don't
don't think
think
so.
so.
No.
I feel like that's so
No.
controversial.
It's just, like,
yeah.
I understand if you don't agree with the viewpoint of it, it's whatever, but it's also like she said not to make a big deal out of the wedding, but she is actively doing that by like upsetting her, what is it, her sister,
I believe
and
so.
then like her nieces and nephews and stuff. Like it's like you say not to cause an issue, but you actively are as you're like doing this stuff. Like I don't understand that. I can't process
It feels
that.
intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
just
get it if
targeting
you
that one person.
mistakenly
Yes.
do something, but if you intentionally to make a problem, that's where
Mhm.
it's just not. Yeah.
No, I think they're justified in leaving like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also,
Definitely.
it's your kid. Like, you don't play about
Yeah,
Exactly.
their kids. Yeah.
I can't imagine how uncomfortable
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
I'm thinking more about it because the sister whose wedding it is like, it's my big day. Don't cause a scene at my big day. Just do this thing that,
Didn't she cause the scene?
yeah,
though?
she
Yeah.
caused it.
Exactly.
It's like, don't. I started the fire. Don't make it bigger with what you're doing, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand how one person's outfit is going to affect your
No,
whole
It
it's
doesn't.
not
It
that
really
big of a
doesn't.
The
deal.
person who lights the fuse is the one that's at fault, and the sister is at fault because she started it. And on her wedding, she said, "Don't cause a scene," but she ended up causing a scene.
But it also makes the sister seem kind of materialistic because it's like, would you rather have like everything be picture perfect or like have your family be comfortable? Like,
Right.
it's
Exactly.
You
like-
can either have everything be perfect, or you can make sure everyone's having a fun time. And usually,
Yeah.
making sure everyone has a fun time is the right route to go.
But
Yeah.
see, the sister is the asshole because. Huh?
Yep.
Sorry, Jackson.
I was just saying, everyone be comfortable. It doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, I thought you were telling us we had 2 minutes. I was like,
Oh.
no.
And then also the sister that was getting married, the thing that she said about, he can be a boy any other day, but today he has to be a girl. That was like
Yeah.
on my wedding you have to change your gender. Like,
Yuck.
Well, yeah.
how does
And
that make any sense?
I
and they
imagine-
sent photos of the outfits, and
Right.
she caused a scene there too, but ended up saying fine. Like, she should have just kept the scene within the text messages and
Exactly,
then been
So was it transgender girl becoming guy?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I just don't understand why people are so concerned about other people's genitals. Like, it's
Right.
not that big of a deal.
Like, why is that your problem?
Like, why do you care so much?
I will say some people care because of religious reasons.
I can understand that, but it's also like, if they're not bothering you, why does it bother
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, why do you need to
Why
publicly
do you
shame them?
have to
Right.
approach them in that way? Like,
Yeah.
I can't.
But it's not their kid, so who are you to judge someone else's kid?
Exactly.
Here's my thing. I can look at it both ways just because I don't have a problem with transgender, make that clear. But since I was born and raised Catholic, I can see where Catholics stand on it also
Mhm.
because I have family members who are hardcore Catholic. So I can see their side of the story, but also, but at the end of the day, your body, you do what you want, the way I see it.
It's just, don't be a jerk. Don't be a
Right.
jerk about it. Like, you can have your own religious views on anything, but don't be rude. Like, don't be mean.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna add, in this story, not to discredit or anything, I don't think they brought up religious views at all during this.
No, they
just
didn't.
They were Catholic or anything. So
Yeah, they never did.
This isn't. It wouldn't be fair to assume based on a religious aspect that this is what's happening. So that wouldn't really be part of the situation. Even if it was, though, like just if you want to have a good day, you don't want to fight with your family, just don't make it a problem.
So what I'm hearing is the sister's just a hater.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they never
Exactly.
specify. I mean, most people probably will assume that it's for religious reasons, but it never explicitly says that that's why.
Yeah, the way this reads, that just seems like it's my day, my perfect,
Yeah.
everyone do what I say.
I want it how I want.
And even if it was for religious reasons, I don't think they should have publicly
No.
shamed them in front of everybody.
No,
No.
yeah, that's not the right thing to do.
And also, let me check that again. My family says I ruined her wedding. All it was just like one group. Like wedding, they got a lot of folks. Lots of people are at weddings. Just like
Yeah.
one group's like, we're not comfortable with this. We're leaving like early on. If they're at a table, it's probably like after the reception still. So like, just say like,
Didn't
we're
she
leaving
kind of
after
ruin
this.
it by speaking out about it?
Exactly.
And I don't think it said they made a scene when leaving.
Yeah.
Like they just got up and
You just
left.
gotta- you just gotta
Like there
ruin it.
wasn't yelling or anything.
Would be making a scene.
Hey,
to
I
speak
told
out
her
and
me and the
correct
boys are
everything.
leaving, and she told me, "Don't you dare cause a scene at my wedding." I called her a bigot and left.
Well,
That was
calling-
the appropriate
That was
response,
justified.
though.
Yeah.
So I think we all agree that no,
Oh, yeah,
he's,
very
he's
much.
not the asshole.
Yeah.
You all ready to move on to the next one?
Let's do it.
All right.
So we got-
Am I the asshole for silently getting up and walking out of the restaurant during New Year's Eve dinner after I was told to pay for everyone at the table? My in-laws. I, 32 female, recently inherited a good amount of money from my mom. I keep the money in a separate account as I still haven't decided what to do with it and didn't want it to go to waste. I noticed my husband constantly bringing up the inheritance money and making countless suggestions as to how I should spend it. Another thing is that he expects me to pay for nearly everything the past couple of weeks. For New Year's Eve, my husband and I met up with his family at a restaurant to celebrate. It was going fine until I found out that I was expecting to pay for everyone at the table. My husband's mom joked about paying for dinner out of my inheritance pocket, which made me livid, but I showed no reaction, just silently paid for my own food, drinks, then got up and made my way out of the restaurant. They were shouting after me like a crowd, and my husband tried to get me to come back, but I drove home. He got back at 3 a.m. yelling at me, saying I was pathetic to get up and walk out on him and his family after they relied on me to pay for their food and thought I was gracious enough to do it, but they were wrong. He said I humiliated him and family and that what I did was an attempt to get back at them for not being able to help mom when she was sick. Not true at all is all I'm going to say. He is mad, and I'm saying that I caused a huge rift between his family and me when it wouldn't have hurt me to pay for their celebratory dinner. Am I the asshole?
No.
Well, first off, most of the time, usually the guy pays for everything rather than the woman.
It doesn't
So-
matter.
I know.
Yeah. 50-50.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I always
right.
I always say
Exactly.
50-50. I always so like, they're married, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, then 50-50,
Yeah.
definitely.
And then also that.
What did he say?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there you go. There you
Our
go.
sentence, I was like,
And the fact that like they're like, your mom died, so now you have to
Yeah.
pay for
Yeah,
everything.
Well,
they're,
yeah,
they're
it's
treating
like-
they're treating her mom dying as a good thing.
Yeah.
Like she didn't
Sounds
want
like-
to get that money, probably.
Exactly.
Like she doesn't even know what she wants to do with it.
No, we don't even know if they're gonna have kids in the future. That inheritance can be used towards like college or whatever. So like, just wanting to blow all of it it's ridiculous. Like, it's a very childish thing to think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what
you
kind
wanna
of
save
restaurant were they at?
Oh,
pro-
probably
this had-
an
don't think
expensive.
This had to have been
Yeah.
like
They
Jeff
like
Ruby's level.
purposely chose an expensive place
Yeah.
because they were like, she's gonna pay for it.
This sounds like a restaurant like Jeff Ruby's. If any of you all have heard of Jeff Ruby's, it's a fancy restaurant in downtown Louisville.
Also, unless she explicitly stated that she was gonna
Yeah.
pay, why
Right.
would they assume that she would?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't understand
Exactly.
that.
So, yeah, no, not the asshole. Screw.
Yeah,
I
and then
agree.
for the
I
husband-
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the husband to
100%.
come home and call her pathetic
Oh
and
no,
all this
I
stuff.
would
I'd
sound
be like,
like the worst
Yeah.
person right
Exactly.
there.
I'd be like,
Excuse me?
get out of my
I'd
house.
be like,
File-
I know what I'm using my inheritance.
Yeah,
for
I'm gonna
now.
buy this house
File
and
for-
divorce you.
File for divorce that night.
Oh my gosh.
But see, a lot of people, this is so controversial. With being in a relationship and having one person, like you said, part of like the guy pay for everything. I don't know. Personally, I
No,
don't
no.
believe in that.
No,
I think
I
it
agree.
could be-
I agree.
I think it could be 50.
So it depends if they
Yeah.
agreed.
For the-
Once you get your mom's inheritance, then you can pay for it all.
For the first few dates, usually the guy pays for it, and then after a while, you come to an agreement where it's 50-50.
I think it's very individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it depends on the dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they will talk amongst each other and figure it out, you know.
And still, you don't pay for your husband and his parents.
Yeah,
That's
you don't,
right.
you don't pay for the whole family here.
No.
They're
not
they're,
that.
they're getting food. They pay for it.
Mhm.
What did he say?
Maybe bad.
What did he say?
Like,
What did you
should
say?
be equal and try to balance out.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
That's a discussion like they didn't even have the discussion. They just like alluded to it, and they said like,
Yeah.
there's that's what we're
I
doing.
think it was the husband's fault because he
Oh,
probably
definitely. 'Cause
He
why
probably
was he
told
dropping
him.
those
Yeah,
signs?
yeah. It sounds like he told the family that she was going to pay for
But
it
also,
all.
it's like none of their business, like what she does with the inheritance money or the fact that she has it. Because hello, her mom just died.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, why are you so worried about what I'm gonna do with this money?
It goes back to what we were saying earlier. It sounds like they're treating the mom's death as a good thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
You guys ready to move on?
let's
Yeah.
do it.
Pretty unanimous with that one too. Am I the asshole for telling my son he deserved his girlfriend breaking up with him?
Oh.
So my son
Oh.
had a long distance girlfriend recently for about 2 years. She was great, a really nice girl, and we all loved her, welcomed her with open arms. She was flying here constantly to visit him like a weekend a month, and he didn't lift a finger to go visit her. I tried talking to him about it several times and told him he should really start looking into flying over to her instead of expecting her to do all the traveling. He said no, and my wife probably had something to do with it, and she constantly told him she was afraid of him flying. I spoke to them both and said this girl is great for him. She was willing to move over to our country too, but said there was one condition and that he'd have to fly over to her country too, which was fair enough. He said no, he didn't want to fly or travel anywhere. My son was becoming lazier and lazier, eventually telling his girlfriend and us that he was perfectly fine, never traveling anywhere, including holidays. Last week, he told us she dumped him. I went on her Facebook page and we're all still friends. She wrote us an apology letter about how she's upset it didn't really work out, but things happen. So we're on good terms. And looks like she's with a new guy already. Me and my wife have no doubt she was seeing him while still on a relationship with my son. I confessed to them both that I actually agree with her decision, and he should have expected it. He did not treat her properly, and hope he learns lessons for the next one because he needs to make more of an effort. I said he deserves it for his lack of effort in the relationship and for essentially just allowing this girl to spend all her money and time coming here all the time. Wife and son are very upset I said this, very, very upset, and my wife says I'm being horrible. Am I the asshole? I stand by what I said. Jackson's holding a sign that says not the asshole, evil son.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it's just this. It's a stereotype that the mom's agreeing with son. He's a mama's boy. I
Mhm.
can't
Take it.
It's ridiculous. No, I can't. No, I think the dad's justified in saying, yeah, you were a jerk. Of course she's gonna break up with you. Like, you think she's gonna sit around and like wait on you
Right.
like this? Like, again, she already got a new guy. She doesn't need you.
Mhm.
Anyways.
But I also, just personally, I also don't agree with cheating, so I think she's
Oh,
also
yeah,
kind of the
no.
asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're both kind of at fault in their
Yeah.
own ways.
I don't agree with that at all.
No, I don't think the cheating's right, but I think the dad is justified in saying,
Mhm.
your fault.
Though him not going to see her could have caused the cheating.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Definitely.
you still
Again, the
you
mom
want
is
to
not
break up
justified.
before you get into
Yeah.
another
Yes.
relationship.
Yeah.
Here's what I would say. I've been, this story hits very home with some things I've done.
You want to come down here, buddy?
You can Jackson the mic up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's his mic?
It's only
Come here, buddy.
Okay. So with a situation like this, something that is very important that people should keep in mind is the cheating wrong? Yes. But he also didn't make the commitment to go see her, which was the initial start of the problem. If he had made a commitment, tried to see her, and she said no,
that's different. But in this situation, both the son and the girlfriend have their own faults. But overall, the dad is not the asshole for calling the son out for being a lazy punk.
Agreed.
Evil son.
Good statement, buddy.
I was like, it's not even like he's not going because he doesn't have like the means or like the funds. He just
Mhm.
doesn't
Oh, yeah.
want to.
Mhm.
I'd be like, well, you're at least paying for my plane ticket.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
But it's
Yeah.
like also
Right.
the fact that he said he wouldn't even go during holidays. So like what he just
Yeah.
expects his eventual wife to go home to her family by herself.
Yeah.
Like, and what are they gonna do when they have kids too? Like it's
Yeah.
just not.
He would not take care of those kids.
No,
I can tell you
no,
that.
no.
We wouldn't do anything.
No.
All right, we're ready?
You guys ready for another?
Yeah.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
Am I the asshole for giving my ex-wife a large amount of money I won despite the anger of my girlfriend? I recently won a large amount of money. I won't say exactly how much, but it's in the millions. It makes me feel funny even typing it's enough to change the life of myself and my family. My ex-wife is the mother of my 2 kids. She's an amazing woman and good to the bone. We divorced 6 years ago because I had an affair with my current partner. I was in a low place in my life and I messed up. She was in incredible pain, but like a saint, she allowed me to still see our kids who mean the world to me. Allowed our divorce to be as pain-free as possible, despite the fact that I know she was hurting. She still is close with my parents. She is respectful to me, although she refuses to talk to my girlfriend. She was actually the first person I phoned after my mom and pops after I found out I won the lottery. She was pleased for me. I joked that I could take the kids on a world-round trip, and that was that. Nothing else. As soon as I won, I knew I wanted to give her a significant amount. I still love her. She's the mother of my babies, and I feel like this is some small, tiny way I can show her that I'm not a complete screw-up. She deserves to know that I care despite my mistakes. She also works a bad job in a public library, which pays her peanuts. She was actually able to pursue her hobbies this way. I give our kids a better life between us, and I haven't discussed this with my ex yet, but I have with my parents who strongly agree and my lawyer who was very surprised but on board. Long story short, when I told my girlfriend, she was livid, screaming and disrespecting her, accusing me of still being in love with my ex-wife. I am not in love with her. We have both grown apart, but of course, I still love her for being an excellent co-parenting partner and mother to my kids. My girlfriend is threatening to break up with me, and to be honest, I'm feeling incredibly relieved over the threats. I don't plan on changing my plans, but am I the asshole?
No.
No, because
No.
here's the thing: if you have an ex-partner who also is a parent of your child, you still have to be in contact with them, and that is
Mhm.
something that your current partner just has to get over. Because
Yeah.
if you have kids with an ex, you still have to be in contact with them. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Whenever you said kids, like when you were reading and it said kids, I was like,
Yeah.
that it makes sense.
Well,
Yeah.
also it's like this like speaks a lot about the character of the partner,
Yeah.
like his current partner, because hello, you're willing to be with a man who's married and with kids. Like unless she didn't know, that's different. But then you're freaking out about him like paying his responsibility.
It almost gives off the idea that she doesn't trust him. Also,
Yeah.
I think she just wanted that money.
Oh yeah,
I really
yeah.
do. I really do.
Mm,
If he didn't have kids, then I would say yes, he was the asshole. But since he has kids,
Yeah.
no.
well, I don't know.
All right. Gotcha. We can find one more here.
I feel like we need one that'll split us. We've all been very.
We've all been
Yeah.
All right, all right.
Yeah.
You
It's all
know,
been unanimous.
we just clicked that well, guys.
Okay.
I know.
We just
Haven't,
left it
haven't
in the group.
proofread this one beforehand, so we're jumping in blind.
All right.
Am I the asshole if I stop paying my daughter's tuition over a disgusting comment she made towards my new girlfriend?
Ooh.
All right. I, 56 male, wife died at the young age of 51 from a car accident. I was in deep mourning for about a year after her death. I met my new girlfriend, who's going to go by C, 43 female, around January. C was the one who made me laugh the first time after my wife died. She's smart as hell, 3 Ivy League degrees, has a sense of humor that I love, a terrific cook, and an overall amazing woman who I can imagine spending the rest of my life with. She's also on the heavier side, a fact that becomes relevant later. I have 2 children, E, 25 male, and A, 19 female. They were well aware that I had gotten a new girlfriend before I first introduced them to C this summer. She got along immediately with E, but A was very standoffish. After that initial meeting, I asked A if there was something wrong, but she denied it. C made a few more attempts to get to know A, but they were already rudely rejected. E and A both came home for Thanksgiving. I asked A to please be polite during the meal since she's always been rude in her interactions with C, even though C has been nothing but gracious in return. The dinner was going as well as it could for the first 10 minutes, although I noticed A glaring at C the entire time. When C went to grab her third helping of mashed potatoes, A said, "Don't you think you've eaten enough, you fat pig?" C started sobbing immediately and ran off into the bedroom. I felt my face turn red and told A to get out. About half an hour later, A left and texted her, stating that I would no longer pay her tuition unless 1, she apologized to C, and 2, C accepts her apology. A must have assumed that I was bluffing because she insisted, doubled down on her behavior during Thanksgiving dinner. I then logged into her university's tuition payment website, canceled next semester's tuition, and sent A the screenshot. She called me crying and begging me to reconsider, but I told her my mind was made up.
Wow.
I don't think he's the asshole.
No.
I don't think so.
Though I can see it from both sides.
Yeah,
I can see. I
She
can see it
she
from
lost
both
her
sides.
mom,
Yeah.
you know,
You know
so
she's in deep mourning
Yeah.
about it too, and it's like it's hard to see your parent with someone
Mhm.
new when you're like still not completely over that. But that doesn't justify her behavior
No.
of
Mhm.
being like
Mhm.
crude like that.
You
Yeah,
have to
you
actually-
can decide you don't want a relationship with the
Yeah, but you
person,
don't have
but
to
you
be
don't have to be
Right.
rude like
It would be
that.
different if the child actually saw the new girlfriend as a bad person. Like if she sees like the way she behaves, for example, like she sees like behaviors that she doesn't like, then maybe be a little more justified. But we didn't get any context of whether the new girlfriend gave the idea that she wasn't a good person. So
I think no matter like how good the new girlfriend is, the eldest daughter is still gonna see her as bad because
Mhm.
she's replacing her mom, and she's
Yeah.
also young. She's only 19, and so losing your mom that young, you know, but it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't excuse the comment that she made at all.
Yeah, I feel like the daughter should have went to her dad and like told him
Yes.
how she
Mhm.
felt about the situation.
definitely.
I think some family therapy
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family.
help this.
And I think that this like the dad canceling the tuition is just like proving to his daughter your actions have
Right.
consequences. Like you're in the real world now. Like you see you're mean. Like I won't put up with it. Like
It's a good life lesson for
I
her.
think it's a
Yeah.
soccer reality.
Mhm.
Like
I just kind of want to know if she did apologize.
Right, I want an
Obviously.
update if she went back
She
and
apologized.
apologized.
Let me
and-
take that was from 6 years ago.
Wow.
Oh,
it's
we
just
might
happened a
never
while
get
ago.
that update.
Yeah.
they might still be no contact.
Yeah.
That was their only post on Reddit. There was no
Oh, no.
That sucks.
Dang it.
Wow.
You can keep going if you want.
I feel bad ending on a Debbie Downer like that.
Yeah.
True,
let's do one
very
more.
true.
Okay, I feel like I have one that sounds interesting.
All right.
All right.
But I've kind of like I've skimmed through it, so I guess we'll see what all it says. Okay. Am I the asshole for faking my giving birth?
Okay.
Wow.
I'll keep this as short as possible. I, 25 female, and pregnant with the baby due in a couple of days. My husband, 25 male, promised that he would be the one to drive me to the hospital and that he will be glued to the phone until birth. He works only 10 minutes from our home, and his boss agreed to let him go when the birth happens. The problem is my mother-in-law. My husband and her have an unhealthily strong bond, and she is overly involved in our relationship, which has caused many issues in the past. She requires his attention every day. She has suggested moving in with us ever since I became pregnant. She also has emergencies whenever we have anniversaries, important occasions, etc. As the date is approaching, I became increasingly worried that his mother will have an emergency during birth and I will have trouble getting to the hospital or will be forced to be alone during. I voiced my concerns and it caused fights between me and them. I even suggested that my best friend drive me and keep me company as I'm scared of giving birth, but it was shot down with how can you not trust your own husband? So I'm not proud of it, but I faked giving birth yesterday. I called my husband at work, told him it started, and he said he will be right there. After half an hour, I called him to ask where he was, and he didn't answer. After almost an hour, he called me to say he's at the hospital with his mom because guess what? She is having a medical emergency. Apparently, he called her to tell her I'm giving birth, and she got a heart attack from excitement. He said he will have to miss my birth and actually asked me to call my friend to drive me and stay with me. I admit I was very angry and heartbroken, so I told him I wasn't actually giving birth and that it was a test that showed me how he would actually behave versus what he said he would do, and that it proved he would always care for his mother more than for his own wife who's carrying his child. He was very angry and even blamed me for his mother's heart attack in that moment. His mom, of course, didn't have a heart attack, but a false alarm. I felt very justified, but now that we talked, I feel guilty. He said he feels manipulated and gaslit. That just because his mother lied about the emergency doesn't mean I should lie to him. He said that marriage is built on trust, so I have to trust him instead of lying to him to prove a point. He even said that he didn't choose his mother over me, but chose a bigger emergency, and that he knew I could handle getting to the hospital. But his mother needed him more, and that a heart attack is more serious. I pointed out that she lied, and he said he couldn't have known that, and that I was just as bad for lying. I feel like I'm going crazy.
It's always the mother-in-laws.
If
Always
he's a
the
mama's
mother.
boy, run.
It sounds
No.
like her husband's a piece of crap. What the
Exactly.
The
heck?
husband's just as bad as
Okay.
the mom.
I have to read this more. She added more.
Oh, there's more. There's more.
Yeah, there's 2 edits. Okay.
Oh.
They divorced.
Okay.
Please.
Just because I don't want to be misunderstood. I did what I did because I'm terrified to give birth alone. My friend would have asked for a day off in advance so she'd have to know that she is needed before I actually get contractions. My mom died in childbirth, and I don't want to be alone during the scariest moment of my life. Even if I am in the wrong, I think this gave me the push I needed to get my ducks in a row, and my friend already asked for a couple of days off to be there when I need it. I'm just so scared. That was the first edit. Edit 2. To answer a common question, why did you marry him? Wasn't he putting his mom first from the beginning? I suppose it is a fair question, but it was never that bad. Well, now it is. But when we first started, it was lovely. His mother was barely a footnote in our relationship because we were at uni and far away. I suppose my greatest mistake was agreeing to move into his town versus moving into mine. I come from a town on an opposite side of the country. Our university was in the middle, so to speak, and his mom, while nosy and controlling, was far away and very easy to write off. When we got married, we moved into his town for logistic reasons. He already had a job lined up in his town. I didn't. We have been living here for a year and a half and has gotten progressively worse until now. When he isn't in contact with her, he's a good partner, but when you add her into the equation, he becomes a different person. Even his friends see it and ask me about it. Right now, I want to focus on my baby, but after birth, I think I'll have to rethink our life together. I just can't spend the rest of my life in a triad with his mother. Also, I'm sorry for most replying, whatever.
She's justified.
Yeah.
Jackson, you got something to say, buddy?
He's stunned.
Also, the fact.
He knew about her fear.
Right.
It's 1,000 times.
Yeah, the fact that
Yeah.
her mom died in
The fact that
childbirth.
he
Exactly.
was-
Yeah.
That's the biggest red flag of a man right there.
And like he's mad at her for like faking it, but he literally proved her point.
Yeah.
He did. He's just mad because.
Because she's right.
Yeah, he's mad because he's wrong and she's right.
Yeah,
that's what it
that's-
is.
I think that was a smart play.
Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
it just showed everyone's true colors.
I'm not a med student, but can you have a heart attack from excitement? Is that a thing?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure.
Like the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Anything.
I
Yeah.
attacks, but there's also adrenaline attacks.
Okay.
Because like the adrenaline can cause your body to pump more blood, and if your arteries are, too small, then that so much pumping will cause a heart attack.
Mhm.
So.
I think Mamaw needs to calm down.
Oh, yeah.
So
But see, she faked it too. But I think childbirth. Oh, this is so controversial. Childbirth and like a heart attack, you can both die from both things.
Yeah.
You can.
So I
You
think he
have
should be more worried about his wife though,
Yeah, that's his child that would
because more
been
women
reborn.
die of birth than anything else.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Well, it's also like there are 2 lives on the line with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 lives.
Not
versus
that
1
saying his mother's more important. Like that's a whole different issue. But it's also like
Yeah, I feel like once you are married and like you're having a family, like your family should take
Mm-hmm.
like not place, but like priority.
Also, how crazy does that mom have to be?
Yeah,
To
obviously
do
she's
that.
insane
Yeah.
too.
relationships like that where moms have that weirdly close relationship
Yeah.
with their son. I never understood it.
But
Mama's
also, that's
boys.
a tendency of a narcissist, I will
Mhm.
say. So she's narcissistic for sure.
And obviously
Most
her son
definitely.
is too.
Yeah.
Mama's
clearly.
boys.
Yeah.
So is
The
this
children.
this is another unanimous, not the asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all unanimous on pretty much every single one of them, I feel.
Yeah.
All of them have been no.
Yeah.
Right.
There's not one yes.
Right.
Not one yes.
And then I wish you could find
I
one.
know,
person,
I'm gonna
yes.
find a
Well, yeah, maybe next time we can have a story where we could have a whole day. It's like, oh my god, what are you doing? Oh my god. But that's where we're going to wrap up today's episode of the podcast. We'd like to thank you all for joining us, listening to these stories. Hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. I'm pretty sure we all had a great time listening to Reddit stories today on the internet. Thank you all very much. You all have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you all next week.